Hi, welcome to another Derek Does. Today, we're going to do this. Hi, welcome back to Derek Does. I'm Derek, and today we're going to talk about this Singer 17-23 sewing machine. I recently picked this up at, I think it was on Craigslist, maybe I saw it, and I bought it mostly for the base because I have recently picked up a Singer 29-2, which is the which I haven't done a video on yet, but I will. It's a shoe patching machine, and it would have come on this base. This is a old-fashioned treadle base, but I didn't realize until I got home and everything that it was missing the actual belt wheel. So it kind of voided having that for this base, and someone had gone through a lot of effort to turn this base into a great base for this machine. And I'll show you all the features and kind of, the kit they put together to make this thing work. And it's actually pretty clever. So they recycled this base for a 29 series Singer, and they put on this 17. Now they're similar machines in a way that they're a small base that bolts to the top, and then they have a long arm, and the work is done here so that any sort of bulkiness can be draped around this, and it can move and that sort of thing, and you have access. This machine is a leather machine. It can also do heavy canvas and that sort of thing, but mostly it was made for leather goods. Perhaps you're making suitcases, or you're making purses or belt, anything that's leather that you would need to drape around and maybe had some curves to it. This is the machine to use instead of just a flat bed. The machine is fantastic shape, as you can see. I picked this up, and again, a lot of these times that you find these machines, sometimes you get lucky and they're in great shape, and sometimes not. I didn't have to do a lot of work on this machine. Basically, I had to really oil it up because it hadn't been oiled in probably decades. But once I got that up, the original belt had broken on it, but there was a spare in this little drawer, and I'll show you all the features too that it came with. The machine dates, it's an AJ serial number, and I dated it to 1950. So it's a pretty new machine, really. Unfortunately, it's not the 51. Then it would have the cool badge for the bicentennial, or the centennial of Singer. But it's a classic machine. There's no reverse on this particular one. I have another 17, it's a 17-16, which does have reverse, and it's like a device here that you move up and down to go forward and back. And it was made more for portfolios, smaller items. This is a little heavier duty, and it has a roller foot, and then actually it has feed dogs too, but it has a roller foot attached to it instead of just a foot. So it's made for leather, and I'll show you that. This will be for sale. I will post this up because I have that Singer 17-16 downstairs. I don't need two of these, and this is a really nice setup, and I just don't have room with the table to set this up. Normally I would just put this on a table I already have, but I don't, and I don't have the room. I don't have an open space, I guess I should say. So I'm just going to sell it. It's a nice machine. If you're in the Colorado area, let me know. I'm going to post it. I'd rather not break this one up. I mean, I could. I'll break it up if I have to. But I'd rather not break it up just because it's been kind of mated to this tabletop, which is really nice. But I could break it up and just ship it as is. So just so you know that. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I have a lot of cool vintage stuff. One thing I really love is old vintage industrial sewing machines, as you can look through my old catalog of videos that I've done, and I'll have more to come as I find cool machines. I'll do a video just so you can kind of see what that machine is all about. But let's take a look at this machine now. Again, it's a 17-23, and it's made for leather goods, like medium weight leather. I wouldn't do anything super heavy on this machine. No, it's not a harness machine or anything like that, but it definitely can handle leather. So here's the machine in my messy garage currently, and there you can clearly see the classic 29 table, all cast iron with the Singer. But there would have been along here, there'd be a big cast iron wheel that would be attached to that, so that when this goes up and down, it turns the wheel, and then it comes up through these holes and then goes into your 29. Now what they've done is they've taken this away and they turned the foot pedal, which would have been your treadle to make it go, they turned it into a lifter foot. So it's a giant lifter foot, but when you lift it, you can raise your foot. And then what they also did is they just have a kind of an industrial sewing, not an industrial, this is like probably a domestic, but it's an old USA they had set up for the actual power, and they ran that over here with a little Dayton motor, which is really nice, not too powerful, and then it's run on a belt that runs up here to the hand wheel. It's got a more modern double thread stand, but it works fine, and then it's threaded. How you thread these machines is it comes through here, and then it goes over. There's a little tiny, I'll get on this side. It's a little tiny, I guess, kind of tensiony, and then it comes down to your main tension down here, wraps around, comes up, and then goes through here, down through there, and then out here and out for the machine. So it's really kind of clever what they did. So they bolted it to existing, and they might have drilled other holes too for this to work. I think they did. So it's bolted in. It's using this little motor that comes up here that runs to a foot pedal, and then the actual foot pedal is now your lifter foot. This knob on the machine actually adjusts your stitch length, so you can make this wider or tighter depending as you unscrew it, just like any other old industrial of this era. And here you can see the badge and the model number. And then the serial number are usually here on the actual arm. And that's a pretty thin arm, as you can see, so that can work. Now, when you change your bobbin, it has this little device here that just kind of lifts up and comes down, and then it's just your standard bobbin. You just pull that out, comes out, and you can load it up, and then you just push that up, and it kind of clicks into place and holds it. So that's the Singer 17-23. All right, so we're going to try sewing with the machine. I have this little piece of denim here. We're going to fold it once. We're going to fold it twice. We're going to have 4 layers. We're going to raise that up. And let's just do the first stitch so we don't lose the thread. Hold on to it. And now, let's go. So it's great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust that, pull it all the way down, and this will make much wider stitches. Here we go. And then here you can see these are the tiny stitches and those are the big stitches. Now I do have this came with it, this darker color on the back, and then I put the lighter color on top, so it's not quite as easy to see. But now let's see some leather. Just throw that on there. Do the first one. And now and as you can see, it sews leather fine. And the nice thing about this, you can make your corners fine. And there you go. We just sewed that. Might need to adjust the timing or the tension just a little bit to get that perfect, depending on whatever you're sewing. But it sews great, and pretty sweet machine. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just a kind of a quick one, not too long, but kind of just showing you this 1723 of what it can do. Now again, it can sew other stuff too. It doesn't just have to be leather or some denim. You could be sewing. I haven't actually made anything to show you, finishing it up or anything like that, but it's a machine that can handle a lot of stuff that you give to it. It's a great machine, and you can even go with lighter stuff too. I mean, you can even take this roller off. You could put just a foot on it if you didn't want the roller too, and because it does have feed dogs, it'll just become a normal regular 17 that can sew, you know, just regular fabric. It's just the roller, because it's kind of set up for leather currently. That is what that's for. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're interested, let me know, because if you're in the Colorado area, this will be available for pickup. I'll throw it up on probably Craigslist and probably a Facebook thing too, just to have it. But if you're interested, this is a great machine to pick up, and it's a really nice setup with how it was set up. You don't have to do anything, and it looks great with this vintage table actually. Oh, I didn't show you the drawer. It has a little drawer and just has a couple extra bobbins, a lighter, and I know that's not the original pull on this, but someone had that and they put it on. I think that's actually from a sewing machine, which is kind of cool. But it's the original little box that would have come with this tabletop. I don't know what year the tabletop's table's from. It could be from the late 1800s or the early 1900s. They made this for quite a while for those 29 machines, so pretty cool. Anyway, I'll see you on the next Eric Does.